Well, hello again, everybody. It's been a minute, but I'm back, and I brought you something interesting this time. Some of you may know that I have played this game previously, and I did a little bit of a opening chapter on it um, previously, and didn't go entirely too far into it. Sorry, I'm resizing a little bit. Didn't go too far into it, but I felt like it was something I wanted to get into. For those of you who are not entirely aware, this is Winds of Change, and this is the follow up from Tall Tale Studios to the amazing Major Minor game. So, I decided to go ahead and pick it up and play it for you guys. So here we are. So I am going to start new game, and we are just going to get right into this. Enjoy your adventure and choose wisely. In the world of Alessia, where the spirits reign supreme, everything is dark.
The rebellion is in shambles. With the recent loss of their leader, they are struggling. But this defeat was not without a victory of its own. For in his final moments, he secured an artifact of great importance. This blade was paramount to the Triumvirate's leadership of Alestia. And without it, their tyrannical grip on the people would surely falter. Having no choice, they give their Grand Inquisitor one simple order. Destroy the rebellion and retrieve the lost blade of the Triumvirate. But Dormek, the new leader of the rebels, has set other plans in motion. Hiding the blade in Valenorth, he is confident that it will be protected. This sheltered hamlet is now custodian to the weapon that would liberate the world. And so, it would be met with a gruesome fate by the Triumvirate and their Grand Inquisitor.
Oh no! Oh, no. I will not have that happening. Hello to the Modbot and to anybody else viewing. And welcome to Winds of Change. That was gone pretty quick. Use enter or left click. Everything is burning. I can do little to stop it from spreading. An immense pain assaults my head, and I throw my face into my hands. The same question repeatedly plays in my mind. What am I doing here? I have no knowledge of what happened up until this point. My brain is struggling to fill in the blanks, not gaining any headway. It was almost like, until this exact moment, I never existed. Then why is it now that cognition has found me? Was there something I could do to put out these flames? Or perhaps was I the cause of this inferno to begin with? A foolish thought, and one that I throw away. If I was responsible, then I wouldn't feel this sense of dread. An emotion shared by those who stand beside me.
Come on, pick up the pace. If we waste any more time, we won't make it out alive. There's no way the Elder would let me live that one down.
Okay. I feel like she's escorting me and I should follow her. Could it be that she's been tasked with my protection? I grasp at the straws that are memories in my mind. I'm only able to latch onto one, the title that I go by.
Are you even paying attention? What? I know who you are, Cirrus. Did you hit your head or something?
Yeah, I probably hit my head. That's probably why I can't remember anything. She scoffs and turns the other way. But I know she's right. I'm not taking this seriously. It feels like a dream, and I doubt that it's all happening. A few moments later, a sudden sensation startles me. There's a firm grip on my shoulder. We aren't alone. Underneath the veil of fright, I turn to greet this second stranger.
Valessa has our safety in mind, okay? Forgive her hot-headedness.
Look at this boy.
Freedom isn't too much farther. We
Okay.
need to stay calm and think this through. Two girls like you, I'm sure you can come up with something. We'll be safe and sound before you know it.
You know, you say that. I'm not too sure. We weave through the houses and alleys to remain unseen, doing our best to be completely silent. We bring no attention to ourselves. The flames encourage our urgency, but we're careful to not be fast or reckless. Our silence makes everything else more prominent, however. The screams of those being slaughtered fill me with a feeling of disgust. We need to find cover, and Valessa points out a small alcove waiting nearby.
Look, they're dying because they panicked. We need to stay calm and think through this together. If we freak out, we'll only end up like them, no?
I'm not entirely sure that is true.
She has a point. Our first instinct was to run, but so was theirs. We should let them face the brunt of this attack.
Are you kidding me? Wait, so you're letting them... So we're letting them die to buy us time? Good idea. Let them soak it up for us. Oh, man. Oh, come on. There has to be another way to do this. Yeah, Wait, so we're letting them die to buy us time?
What else are we supposed to do? We're not equipped to take them on alone.
But using them like pawns, Ulrich. The people of Valinor deserve more than that.
That's right.
Do you have any better ideas? If we try to save them all, we'll die. I'm here to protect you two, not kill you.
My suspicions are correct. Ulrich is the one protecting us. But why exactly are we a higher priority than the civilians? I venture a guess that we're currently in this Valinorth. The pain in my head pulses again and I stumble back. As I let out a groan, Ulrich rushes over to my side. Aww. His exaggerated concern is now understandable.
It must be the smoke. Make sure to sit down. The lower you are right now, the better. Are you having trouble breathing?
If it's just the smoke, I would imagine yes. I shake my head and let him know that it's not the smoke. This causes Valessa to chime in, voicing her concerns as well.
Yeah, something else is going on here. She's been acting strange for a while now. Is there something you need to tell us?
Yeah, I think there is something I need to tell you. I don't know what's going on right now. Or I can't seem to remember anything. You know what? I don't know what's going on right now.
Join the club. It's not like we anticipated this. Come on, time to gear you up.
Okay. He steps away for a few moments and inspects the ground around him. There's a brief period where I can't see him, but he returns with a blade. The fire causes it to glisten, almost like it's begging me to take it.
I don't care what's going on in that head of yours, but it's not more important than your survival. We're all overwhelmed. It's not just you.
You know what? You're kind of a douche. He holds out the blade, expecting my compliance. At this rate, it seems like fighting may be inevitable.
Take it. We won't be standing here forever. As soon as we leave this alcove, we'll be vulnerable. I can't take care of you all the time, you know.
Yeah, I know. But I have no training. I have no idea what's going on. I just kind of woke up here, so I can't fight. I have no training.
This wasn't an option. I can't keep an eye on both of you in the heat of battle. Valessa has her daggers, and you need something as well.
He grabs my hand and places the blade in my grasp. He's strong enough that I knew resisting was worthless. It's probably better not to fight, so I take it and nod.
Now then, it's time to move. Seems like some of the noise has finally died down. We should start by investigating the town square.
He walks off, expecting us to follow along. But as I'm about to take a step, Valessa grabs my arm. The look on her face tells me something is wrong.
You're confused about all this, right? I bet you don't even know what being the Cirrus means. Or how we've known each other our entire lives.
No, I'm actually pretty lost on all of this right now. I look at the ground in both shame and confusion. She's completely right. My head is a mess. As I try to think of an excuse, her response surprises me.
That's normal, but please listen. We only have a few moments before Ulrich notices we're not there. The Cirrus is special. You wield spirits to induce prophetic visions. When you have these visions, you're unable to remember anything. When you wake up, you'll dismiss it as a dream and forget it ever happened. As your scribe, it's my job to help you take advantage of this. We have to follow Ulrich now, but know one thing. The way you're acting, I'm certain this is a vision. That means you can use it for information.
She takes a few steps closer to me and grabs my hands. Staring right in my eyes, I notice a glimmer of hope shining within her.
I'm relieved. This means Valinor is still fine. When you wake up, use this vision to save everyone. It's your duty as Cirrus to ensure this doesn't become real.
Fucking excuse me? So saving everyone that we were just hearing screaming dying is on me now? Great. She lets go of my hands and follows after Ulrich. Though it's hard to believe what she said, I'm less confused. I finally had a reason why I felt so disconnected. But if this was a vision, then what would become of Ulrich and Valessa? Would all of this carnage be undone as soon as I woke up? What if they died, or what if I died in this vision? I follow after Valessa, realizing I might never know. But a faint sense of determination rises up within me. If there was a chance I could stop this, I had to do it. That's right. Except I don't like the fact that all of this is, squarely on me now. In the present day, the Triumvirate conspires with their Grand Inquisitor. For the events that led to Valinor's destruction had yet to be set in motion. Sobi knelt before his masters, more eager to serve than he had ever been before.
Rise, Sophie, but please assure us of your certainty. We hate to act without knowing everything.
Okay, you guys need to quit talking all at the same time with the same stuff, because that is just really friggin' creepy. Especially coming from faceless hoods like this.
The prisoner mentions Valinor over and over. The rebels are hiding something of importance there. Along with recent events, we can only surmise one thing.
Oh, please do tell.
The Blade of Exodus.
I am almost certain. But if that's where they've chosen to hide it, it means that our other target is also there.
Your compliance pleases us, Sophie. Your plan was risky, but it worked out in the end. A final interrogation would influence our decision further.
You'd have me interrogate the prisoner once more. If I may be so bold, to what end do you request this?
Not you, Sophie. We want your apprentice to do this. It is time for him to prove his worth.
Yeah, so get on it, dude. Their voices echo loudly through the darkened chambers. It mattered not which triumvirate spoke, as for they were all of one mind. It was with clear irritation in his voice, Sophie did his best to stay calm.
My apprentice? I've told you many times I want to work alone. It would be more efficient for me to do this myself.
Yeah, working alone, always a good idea.
Insubordination. This is unbecoming of you, Sophie. We demand that you obey.
Well,
The role of Grand Inquisitor can be very dangerous. If we were to lose you, a replacement would be necessary. You must train this replacement while you still breathe.
before we choke the breath right out of you.
As you command.
That's the eyes of a guy who just got threatened to be choked to death. Just saying. So he turned his back on the triumvirate and spotted his apprentice. He was standing by the door, listening to their conversation. If he'd heard Sophie's distaste for him, he showed no concern.
Interrogation? And what would you have me extract? I thought the prisoner was at his wit's end.
Anything to confirm our suspicions about Valinor. If you fail, I will not hesitate to punish you. Remember what we're on the verge of.
I understand, Master. I'll do my best to get you what you need. What are the limits when it comes to my approach?
Keep him alive, Halen. I find that psychological pain is the most valid approach. He cares more for his rebel allies than he does for himself.
Well, damn.
Then I will threaten the rebellion's very core. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, Master. Things are starting to line up well for me.
Okay, so I'm just going to point out here that I am getting the very distinct feeling that this Halen dude is going to run both them blades through Sophie's back when he's not looking. Just look at that smirk. I'm telling ya.
They tend to do that when you have the Triumvirate's blessing. We should take care of this immediately and catch them unprepared. Every moment we waste is a moment they gain, Halen.
That's right. They leave the room together, talking amongst themselves. The Triumvirate waits until they're gone before speaking. A faint smile on their faces as age-old plans come to fruition.
So it's finally going to happen, isn't it? What we've been waiting for all these years. Do you think we should tell Sophie our true plan?
Who are they asking? If they're all of one mind, do they have to have this conversation out loud? I'm just curious. I'm curious. Halen entered the prisoner's cell without Sophie at his side. His master remained outside as a pseudo-display of trust. But it was evident to Halen that no trust existed. The prisoner locked up, surprised to see a different face. Yet within him was still a slowly dwindling hope. Cut off from the rebellion, these would be his final days.
So, someone different has finally come. What are you, the executioner or something? I figured it was only a matter of time.
This smart ass.
Actually, Sophie said to keep you alive. You seem to underestimate your value, Shane.
You think I'm important? That's not what I expected to hear.
Don't take it the wrong way. You must not know what I meant.
He knelt down in front of the prisoner. With a sinister smirk, he tried to intimidate Shane.
You're important as a bargaining chip. And the fact I must keep you alive is a curse. When I'm through with you, you'll beg for death. You see, I'm different from Sovi. He's past the bar. They no longer need to test him. But I'm in the position where results must happen. When we give you back, you'll be a broken man. And soon after, the foundation of the rebellion will crumble. You think we don't know that Damek is your leader?
What?
Shane's eyes shot wide open in utter shock. It seems that Halen's threats worked to great effect.
You'd be stupid not to think we have inside men. I could order Damek's execution in a matter of seconds. You don't value your life, but you value his. ... Good. Now, I expect you to answer my questions. The Blade of Exodus, is it in Valinor Village? And the one who can wield it, do they live there as well?
Oh, back to shit's on fire. By the time we catch up with Ulrich, it's already too late. His large blade is in deadlock with one of the enemy soldiers. Melissa draws her daggers, and I hold out my sword ready. Now just...
We order you to cease your resistance! Those who support the rebellion must perish!
To break the deadlock, Ulrich kicks his opponent in the gut. They stumble back and ready their blade with a flourish. It isn't much longer until they charge towards him again.
Melissa, your dagger!
Ulrich jumps out of the way and rolls towards us. Landing on his knees, he pries one of the daggers from her grip. Without even looking, he throws it behind himself. He closes his eyes and looks down at the ground. When he hears the impact of the dagger, his ears fold back. For a moment, it looks like he's actually sad.
Spirits, please forgive my misdeeds. I acted only to protect those under my watch.
Ulrich cares about the spirits? For some reason, I did not expect that. But before I can think about this further, something happens. Catching Valessa and I off guard, we're in complete disbelief.
Huh?
He notices the shocked expression on both of our faces. Rising to his feet, it's not long before he wears the same look. The enemy soldier fell, as expected, but there was nothing inside. Scattered pieces of armor litter the ground. As we process this revelation, confusion assails us. This was no ordinary attack. What we just saw was impossible.
What's going on? Ulrich, what are those things?
I don't know. Come closer, you two. This doesn't feel right. Empty suits of armor with a hatred for the rebellion.
Only those who've mastered the spirits could do this. I'm afraid this is much larger than we thought.
But that can't be true. The spirits are pure. They aid us.
Yeah, sure looks like they wanted to help. That's not my only concern, though. Look at this.
She scoffs and steps towards the helmet. Kneeling down, she pulls the dagger out of it.
Do you recognize these colors, Ulrich?
No, why would I?
Gold and white. The triumvirate standard. I would have never made such a deduction, but only they could wield the spirits in this fashion.
Okay, so I know that this is most likely a dream, and I know that I'm probably going to wake up, so I need to... Now, this is just me rationalizing this. I could be like, what's the triumvirate? But when I wake up, I'm probably going to know that, so I'm going to try and get as much information out of this as I can now that I'm aware that this is actually a prophetic dream. So, why would they do such a thing?
That's what I'd like to know. They're supposed to be our protectors. Some people even think they created Alestia.
Wouldn't be the first time they attempted occupation. They hinted that the rebellion was involved here. Valessa, do you know anything about that?
I don't. So much has changed lately. With our last elder gone, Miles has been in charge. Maybe he has something to tell us.
It's worth a shot. We should see if he's alive. Protecting you is my goal, but now I want answers. If anyone knows about this, it would be him.
Would it, though?
To the Elder's house, then.
Yeah.
I follow after Valessa and Ulrich. We walk along the circular road surrounding the water tank. I make a note of it for later. It might help put out the flames. More suits of armor litter the ground. There's so many of them. It makes me feel a bit hopeful, like we stood a chance. The village wasn't defenseless, and this was proof.
Aren't you glad we waited now? If we rushed in head first, we'd be dead.
Oh, you smug shit.
Then where are the villagers' bodies? I only see the suits of armor lying around.
Ah, good question. That was a good question, actually. No blood, no signs of major struggle. Only the fire and the glistening of the white armor.
That's a good sign. Then they won and fled to safety. Are there any havens in Valenorth?
I'd say the Elder's house and the Grand Tree. The fire may not have reached either yet.
Wait. How many people can fit in the Grand Tree?
Hundreds, easily.
Not as good of a sign as I thought. The enemy could be trying to round everyone up. Put them all in one place before killing them.
That's dirty.
But it works. We still don't know what they're after. It can't be genocide. It must be something else. Does Valenorth have anything the Triumvirate would want? Did the change in leadership bring anything with it?
Like I said, we'd have to talk to Milos. But I doubt he'd be at the Grand Tree.
They look at each other, then they look at me. I could tell that Valessa is pushing us towards Milos. But that's because she knew that this was a vision.
But what if there are people in the Grand Tree? Is Milos more important than all of them? It would be cold to let everyone die.
Ulrich, this is larger than Valenorth. Especially if it involves the rebellion. Information could save entire villages.
I don't like what you're suggesting.
Like it's any better than what you suggested? Using the people as pawns to buy us time? How is this any different?
They fume at each other, but realize it's a stupid argument. In the midst of this battle, nothing was so black and white. Though I find it odd Ulrich switched viewpoints so fast.
This is a matter of Valenor's future. Such things are under the jurisdiction of the Cirrus. I stand by her side, and you stand by both of ours. That is, unless you want to abandon your job. But that wouldn't look good on your perfect record.
I guess you can fight dirty too. I don't like this, but you have me by the throat. I can only hope that you make the right choice.
He stares at me with a serious look on his face. Talk about putting me on the spot. But if this was my role, I had to fill the shoes.
What are we going to do?
Okay, so banking on this being a vision, more information would probably be gotten at Milos's place. However, if this doesn't happen to be a vision and I just have a major concussion, we should probably go see if there's an entire village in the Grand Tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys in chat. What do you guys want to see me do here? What would you guys pick? Because personally, I'm split between the two of them. So, what do you guys think? I mean, we could go to the Grand Tree to see if everyone's there, But if we do that, we risk the fire spreading to the sit-in elder's place, and we lose the risk of being able to get the information. However, banking on this being a prophecy and not an actual incident, if we go to Milas's place and this doesn't turn out to be a prophecy and there are people in the tree, then that's pretty much the entire village gone. So, does anybody have input? Anybody want to chime in here? Vespera says the Grand Tree. It's, you know... And the Mud wants to see tree. Okay. Yeah, I always kind of like lean towards the good guy stuff, and this seems like making sure people aren't in the tree is kind of important. Vision or not, I couldn't let all those people die. It was my duty to save as many people as possible.
Good to know we're on the same page. Milas can't be the only one with information.
Are you sure about this? Remember what we talked about?
I nodded and reiterated my stance on the matter. Nothing was more important than saving innocent lives. Also, and I didn't think about this in my rationalization, but if we go to the tree and nobody's there, then I have that in my memory. If this is if this does happen to be a prophecy, a dream, and not an actual instance that's going on right now, if we find out what's going on with the tree, then I have that in my brain for later on. All the better if some of them had important information. We change our course and head to the Grand Tree. It didn't feel good to abandon Milas, but we had to. This was real. I'd use the future to cheat the present. And we fade back to black. And now we're underground. In the present day, Damek found himself lost in thought. Using the tunnels under Museo for solitude, he found peace. There was much to plan, but for once, they had the upper hand.
Valenorth, the Blade of Exodus. There must be something the spirits aren't telling us. Something we could use to take down the Triumvirate. When I touched the blade, I saw our victory, but I'm not trained to interpret such things. I pray for the cooperation of Valenorth.
One of his advisors approaches, careful not to startle him. When he realizes he's detected, he lets out a soft yawn.
Another one of those sleepless nights, Damek? I can't blame you. It's been the same with me. Did I hear you say something about Valenorth?
And then there's this asshole. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the... Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking out loud. In Valenorth, there's a person who can peer into the future. That's why I had Pro bring the blade there last week.
Wait, you... The guy's name is actually Pro? Really? Really? Did you have to?
I'm aware of their culture, but their seers use spirits, not a blade. Do you think it will be that easy?
Worth the gamble, isn't it? It's not my place to wield knowledge of the future. But the seers are experts, conditioned from birth.
From birth?
Pro has sent word that the current seer is female. His investigation is progressing slower than I'd like. We need to pick up the pace, and fast.
If that's all he's gotten you and he's been there a while, then this guy ain't a pro, I'm just saying.
Now that they have the blade, they're a target. The Triumvirate is likely planning their attack as we speak. That's why I've decided to send an experienced fighter.
I guess that's me.
Yeah, you would guess right, buddy.
I've had the mayor of Mazio write up a decree. It will allow you entry and the ability to complete what Pro started. On paper, and to everyone else, it's a simple export. Only Milas knows the importance of this blade. All you have to do is deliver it from Valenorth back to me. That is, with the Ceres at your side, Ulrich.
You seem to think that will be easy. It's not likely they know the truth of Valenorth. I can bring the Ceres, but they'll just decline.
Present yourself as a mercenary, not a rebel. Tell them a meeting of importance is happening in Mazio. We want their ability to help with some important decisions.
Dishonesty. Great way to start a partnership.
Okay, that's one of the few things that you have said, Ulrich, that I actually wholeheartedly agree with.
It worked for us, don't you remember? Look at how invaluable you've become.
Ulrich laughed and turned to look at the dark depths of the tunnels. At the moment, everything ahead seemed bleak and uncertain. Having an ally cast light on that future would be a tremendous boon.
So this is it, isn't it? With the CRS at our side that can direct us, we can secure the victory that you witnessed.
I almost don't believe it, but it's true. Though I have to be honest with you, Ulrich. There's a reason why I'm sending you instead of asking Pro.
And what's that?
'Cause he's not a pro, he's been there for weeks and all he got is that I'm female.
He may not be strong enough to face what's coming. It's not just a hunch that Valenorth will be attacked. In our victory, I saw its death and destruction.
I see.
So I ask that you protect the CRS and her allies at all costs. And when you come across Pro, have him join you as well. I'll make sure to prepare an exquisite welcoming party.
When you come across Amateur, slap him in the face for being really bad at his job.
I'll leave first thing in the morning. What did you see exactly?
Nothing you can't fight your way out of, but trust me, it will show them the truth. And when you get back, they'll be ready to fight. But promise me one thing, and one thing only. That along the way the CRS touches the blade. If she can wield it, then we have our greatest weapon.
I love how everybody's planning shit on my behalf and just not asking me if I find any of this important. But, you know, we don't need to worry about that now. Oh, back to the dream sequence. We enter the Grand Tree, thankful that it's not ablaze. But something else immediately stands out. It's empty. The survivors that we hoped to see were nowhere to be found.
Empty, huh? Just what the hell is going on here?
That's a good question, Ulrich.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Where are all the villagers? There must be something here.
Something like what?
Ulrich, the Triumvirate is burning down Valenorth. They seem to think we're caught up with the rebels. Thinking there's no evidence? That's stupid.
That is stupid. She starts pacing around the Grand Tree, mumbling. I can tell she's searching for something, but I don't know what. I look at Ulrich and he shrugs, just as uncertain as me.
Look, maybe Milas knew we'd come here. He must have left something behind for us, right? There's no survivors here, so back to evidence now.
Back to evidence. Ulrich sighs and starts looking around as well. Whatever it is that Valessa wants to find, hopefully it's here.
None of this is helping, Valessa. It's a tree. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, there has to be something here. Come on, Cirrus, give us a hand.
Oh! I have an exploration tutorial. Okay, so I can move freely around the screen. It'll change to a bubble when hovering over an interactive object. Clicking when the icon is changed will interact with the selected object. You can initiate conversation. Some maps will display how many books are hidden and how many you found. When When present, this icon will leap to the current map, so there's a map icon. Clicking this icon will open the save game menu. It's optional, but highly recommended you talk to your comrades. Okay. I am actually going to save here. And I will return back to the game. The one thing that I like, having played Major Minor, the one thing that I really like about this game in particular is that it gives you free save. So I don't have to try to, because one of my critiques about Major Minor is sometimes it felt like I had to trudge through to a save point, and like sometimes you just wanted to kind of end, but you were in the middle of something and you had to wait for another 30 or 40 minutes to get to a save point. So I like that there is a free save option here. It makes everything so much easier. Little side note aside, ooh, what's this? I walk over to the altar in the grand tree. There's a book sitting there, its pages spread open. At first glance, it looks completely unimportant. But I flip a few pages, and then I realize there's a small piece of paper hidden between a few pages. It was important enough to hide, so I quickly read the contents.
Milas's note. Recently, the Rebel Alliance has reached out to me. At first, I pushed them away, thinking them little more than a rogue group of bandits. But they said they knew the truth about my father. How could they know? In my situation, it was hard to resist temptation. I had to ask them exactly what they knew. The truth shocked me, and I have yet to tell anybody. I might take it to my grave. It's not the truth I expected, but it did shake me to my core. My father was in the middle of an important task. As his son, I felt that it was my duty to help finish it. I have no hatred for the Triumvirate. This is simply a matter of familial ties. Were anybody posed with such a situation, I doubt their actions would differ from mine. It doesn't seem too difficult either. They've given me a blade and tasked me with protecting it. In the next little while, they will send an envoy to pick it up. At that point, I am to send someone special with them. I must keep their name secret so nobody finds out. This envoy, however, will be coming any day. I can't wait to meet him. I've been told that he knew my father, and he would have all manner of stories to tell.
Interesting. Should I show the note to Ulrich and Valessa? No, I want to keep exploring. Oh, there's something over here. This light isn't from outside. The tree is actually bioluminescent. I wonder if the spirit realm is the cause. Okay, that was information I didn't necessarily need. Oh, what's this? There's a bright spot coming from deep within the tree. I'm not sure how to explain it, but the tree is glowing. I just explained it a minute ago. They say that nature is a container for spiritual energy. That's why Valinor is so in tune with the spirit realm, because it's the only forested area in all of Alestia. And the rest of the world has been deforested and settled upon. Okay. About over here. The vines underneath the altar are huge. This tree must be 1,000 years old. I wonder then if it predates the Triumvirate. Okay, what about over here? There's a spot that looks weak. I move some vines and find a little alcove. Part of me hopes that survivors are hiding down here. But there are none. Just a pile of dusty old books. At the moment, none of them seem relevant. Okay. So, let's talk to Valessa. Find anything useful?
I wish. This whole place is a mess. Honestly, I don't even know what to look for. Milas isn't stupid, though. He'd leave something.
What if he's helping the rebellion?
I'd want to get to the bottom of it then. There's more going on than we can take at face value. He'd have his reasons, and I'd want to hear all of them.
Could anything excuse what's going on right now? He'd sure have a lot of explain. Could anything excuse what's going on right now?
That's the thing, though. It's not actually happening. If he can explain himself, and we can prevent this, well, then we can deal with it in a reasonable way. We can't condemn him on a vision like this. That's like hating someone for what they do in a dream. Besides, we have no way of confirming this as his fault.
I have a note. You seem to think highly of him.
He's performed admirably for the position he's in. I doubt even a full election would find a better candidate. I was scared for a while, but he really filled the role. He didn't want to do it, but he kind of had to. It all happened so fast. I'm not sure of the specifics. But it was seamless. You almost couldn't notice.
If he didn't want to do it, he shouldn't have had to. Maybe I should step up after this is all over. No! I don't even want the job I have! I don't want to run a village. Oh well, life puts you in some if he didn't want to, he shouldn't have to.
I guess, but we can't all get what we want. It's not like I grew up wanting to be a scribe. He'll grow into the role, I'm sure of it. But we can worry about that after this is over. There's lots to do, and we can't even find him. I really hope that nothing bad has happened.
Let's go back. Are you sure this is a vision?
I'm making a pretty educated guess. I'm trained to detect this kind of stuff. But it's so weird because this feels like reality. What's going to happen to me? I mean, technically, I'm not real, right? That's hard to take in. This feels real to me.
Okay, so I have a question. How does Valessa have so much absolute knowledge of all of this if this is Dream Valessa and not actually her in some kind of weird, like, shared vision thing? I'd kind of like an answer to that. I'm not going to get one, but I'd kind of like one.
But the way you're acting, yeah, it makes me certain. It's very rare that I become lucid in a vision. But with the evidence at hand, I'm very sure. Better not talk about it too loud, though. I don't want Ulrich to realize something is up. The rules state that only you and I can know.
What kind of rules are there?
There's entire books written on the subject, you know. But no one must know when they're in a vision. It could screw up what the spirits want to show us. These are gifts, blessings, directly from the realm of spirits. We're not in any position to harm what they give us.
How long do they last? Why do the spirits give me visions? You call this a gift? This is a gift? Seeing my home burned down and everybody missing is a gift? Psh! Why do the spirits give me visions?
Nobody knows, but we assume it's to protect us. If we know it's coming, we can change what happens. Seers have done it time and time again for thousands of years. A lot of people think they'll want something in exchange. That they're planting seeds to reap later down the line. Stupid superstition if you ask me. They just want to help.
Me personally, I lean very heavily towards nobody helps for free. I'm kind of skeptical about that. But I think for the sake of the game flow, I think I'm going to go with we must be eternally grateful.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing more pure than the spirits. Without the visions, we'd have died out ages ago.
Let's see. Let's go. How long do they last?
As long as any other dream, I guess. Or maybe when the spirits decide you've seen enough. That's one of the things we don't really know. I guess something traumatic, like your death, would end it. Our minds aren't fit to comprehend what would happen next. We should make the most of the time we do have in here.
So, are you telling me to quit talking to you because I'm about to... have we known each other our whole lives?
Yeah, it's just like I said. For better or worse. I was trained to be your scribe from a young age. We've been inseparable ever since. It's not exactly what I grew up wanting, but I'm not in a position to shun Valinor's tradition. Besides, I could think of people much worse to serve.
What are the scribe's duties?
Actually, you're seeing them firsthand. Imagine how confused you'd be without me. We're supposed to guide you through these visions, but when you wake up, you also need to report to me. Or, I guess you can report to Milas in these dire circumstances. Either way, I help you in here and you report out there. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't remember this. You'd wake up, shrug it off, and go about your day. Imagine what would happen to Valinor then.
Question. Again, if this isn't a shared vision, how can you be taking credit for guiding me through this? Because you're just part of my dream, or in this case, vision, which states to me that you're part of my, like, this you, not the outside you, is part of my brain working to comprehend what's going on. So how are you taking any credit for this? I'm confused. Seems like you're almost more important than me. I'm sure I could do this on my own if I wanted. That's kind of a dick thing to say.
Of course not. We're two sides of the same coin. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to do anything without you. A scribe would do little good without visions to inhabit.
Okay. Are you the only scribe?
Yes and no. Actually, it's pretty technical. I'm your only scribe, but there's also a scribe in training. His name is Fortin, and he's prepared to take over if needed. It's a recent addition to the ranks, but it helps out a lot. Without a scribe, your abilities would be pretty useless. Having someone fully trained means no one misses a beat. Imagine if you had this vision while I was gone. Just from that, I think you can gauge Fortin's importance. He's a nice guy too, but I'm sure he's long since fled. I'm sure you'll meet him when you get out of here. He tends to knock on your door first thing in the morning. So, let's focus on the matter at hand, alright?
Well, okay, I don't need to ask how long we've known each other. You've already stated we've known each other forever. Are you really forced to do this?
Well, I guess the answer is both yes and no. Before my parents passed on, they took care of the paperwork. Until I came of age, I had no choice but to obey. When I did come of age, however, I got to choose. Leave Valinor and pursue my own dreams, or be your scribe. I guess it's pretty obvious which one I chose, huh? So, while I was forced into the role, I chose to stick with it. Although, if this is any indication, we might have to leave Valinor. In that case, I get to be your scribe and travel the world.
I'm glad to have you by my side.
Yeah, and same to you. Look at this vision. We're going to do great things. Let's get to the bottom of this and save our village together.
Sure. Exit. So I've talked to her. Let's talk to Ulrich for a minute. Find anything useful?
There's not much here. But I guess if we spread out, we stand a better chance. Not that there's too much ground to cover.
Valessa sure seems determined.
Actually, I was going to ask you. I thought you two were in sync or something. Don't think I didn't notice your secret talks. But I'm not mad or anything. I know the relationship between you and your culture. Whatever it is, it's not like you're plotting against me.
That you know of. Where did you come from?
You mean today, or in general? Actually, I come from Alarinthia, practically born with the blade in my hand. A figure of speech, of course. Don't picture that.
I will picture that, thank you very much.
Eventually, you grow up and need money of your own. I took the first ship to Mazeo and started selling my sword arm. I don't miss that place at all. It's disgustingly warm and humid.
Fair enough. Is there lots of competition as a sellsword? Does your family miss you? Is the weather really bad? Let's talk about the weather in the middle of, Armageddon. Is there
The
a lot?
weak die out pretty fast, so not really. I'd say there's always a stable top 10 list. If someone isn't on it, they aren't worth your time.
Are you on
Very
that
funny.
list?
A joke question. I'll pass.
That wasn't a joke question. I want to know if you're in the top 10 mercenaries or not, because if I'm not seeing you in Mercenary Quarterly, I'm just going to have to tell you that we don't need your services. Just saying. What's it like in Alarinthia?
Completely different than what you think. We recognize power, not lineage, or claim to the throne. Or I guess they do, since I no longer live there. Instead of elections, there's a tournament every few years. Only the strongest tribe wins the right to rule Alarinthia. Of course, the rule is always contested shortly after. It's good not to make any close friends. You never know who you'll have to put to the blade. It's a culture of war, and only the strongest prevail.
I'm glad to live in Valinor.
No offense, but you have it pretty easy here. This is a paradise compared to what I had in Alarinthia. I mean, present circumstances excluded, of course.
Of course. You're just gonna sit here and backhandedly call me weak and feeble and tell me that I have it easy. You know what's not easy? Knowing I'm in a dream sequence and having to figure out what the fuck is going on. So, excuse you. I'm done talking to you. Do you have any theories about all this?
Well, yeah, if the Triumvirate is truly responsible. Alestia is divided into 4 nations, right? Valinorth, Mazeo, Alarinthia, and Baltius. Each nation has a general that serves the Triumvirate. They rule in their stead and make sure everything runs smoothly. Except, you guessed it, the Eldar or General of Valinorth. No one really knows why you remained untouched for so long, but the theory is that they don't want to anger the spirits. You know, because of all that spiritual energy residing here. So I'm thinking this is a power play. Take the 4th nation and control the whole world. They did the same thing to Mazeo about 20 years ago.
What happened in Mazeo?
The same thing that's happening here, but with less fire. They occupied the free town and placed a general in charge. They used terrible force, but the town improved because of it. I'll never agree with their methods, but Mazeo is peaceful. If they're burning villages down now, though, unforgivable. Perhaps the rebellion isn't in the wrong after all.
Okay, so it is just about that time, so I am going to go ahead and save. Yes, I want to overwrite the save. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here for tonight. Thank you all for coming out, and I will be picking this up. I'm not sure if I'm picking this up tomorrow. I might do it this weekend, do the 2 streams of this, because I really like this game. I really kind of want to get into it. So keep an eye on the page for that. Thank you all for coming out here, and I will be back tomorrow night. Just as a general reminder, links to my Facebook page and my Twitter page and everything is in the section below the stream window down here on my page. And you can find all sorts of stuff. I update my Facebook page about this channel regularly, so any announcements and everything goes through there. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you so much once again for coming by and spending this time with me. And I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. See you later.